So, I want to share how I started my first small business and some of the important lessons I learned and now use in my life. So, I began my landscaping small business by accident. The woman that cut the grass in my neighborhood had to have surgery, so I took over her lawns. So, initially, I started out doing 11 lawns. I had no experience cutting grass, and I ran into a lot of challenges because the amount of lawns I had to do combined with my inexperience, I would have customers complaining about the job or about a spot I missed. I ended up losing 2 clients because of this. Uh, Initially, I was upset, but I came to realize that this is to my benefit because I could spend more time on lawns and deliver a higher quality cut. I found a better balance in having less lawns and making my customers satisfied. The big lesson I learned here was not to spread myself too thin and focus on a solid group of customers. Another thing I learned was running the books for my small business, kind of doing the taxes and stuff. I needed a way to keep track of my equipment, invoicing, all that stuff. I started out with like a small 100-page notebook, and after about a year of doing that, I kind of switched over. I started using Microsoft Excel, and this is kind of like another big thing I learned is using technology with things in your everyday life makes things so much easier. And probably the last really big thing I learned is quality over quantity. One of my weed eater heads broke, and I was looking on Amazon. There's a 5 weed eater head set that's the same price as one higher quality weed eater head. And I bought the 5 thinking I'm getting a bang for my buck right now. And it ended up being a pretty bad mistake. So I tried using these weed eater heads for 2 weeks and it was just awful. I was having to adjust the weed eater so many times. It was completely inefficient. So I went on Amazon, I bought the higher quality weed eater head. And I realized that I'm investing because I'm saving time by not having to change all these things. And it's going to last longer than these large quantity, cheaply made products are. And in conclusion, I made a lot of mistakes, but I learned from these mistakes. And I wouldn't have grown if I didn't make them. And the knowledge I've gained from my business is priceless, and I'll take the things I learned for me for the rest of my life.